Welcome into the recap of the Cubs' 6-2 victory in the series finale Sunday afternoon between the Cubs and White Sox at Wrigley Field in the first half of the Crosstown Series as the Cubs sweep the first three. I'm David Kaplan. It's brought to you by our great partners at Wintrust. They are the exclusive home of Cubs and White Sox checking. Click the QR code on your screen or wintrust.com/White Sox, wintrust.com/Cubs to get your very own Cubs or White Sox checking account. Beautiful day for baseball today, and the Cubs get it done. They jumped early in front, which we've seen the White Sox usually taking the lead in the series and the Cubs coming back. But the Cubs scored the first run of the game. A Seiya Suzuki sacrifice fly in the first inning. That brought home Pete Crow Armstrong. This dude, 8 for 14 in the series, has just been magnificent. He had a double and a triple in this ball game today. Miguel Vargas, who I thought had a really good series, and people that were questioning the trade, this dude looks like he's starting to emerge, and he's playing very good baseball for the White Sox. He homered today to center in the fourth. It's a 1-1 ball game. And then that guy again, PCA, he gets a double to right. That scores Vidal Brujan, who was in at third today. Seiya Suzuki, another sacrifice fly, and that brings home PCA, and the Cubs are in command. Michael Busch, a single. That scores Kyle Tucker, who had reached. Hopefully he's starting to come out of his funk a bit. He's been struggling hitting the baseball. And then Brujan in the seventh with a single. That brings in Nico Hoerner. Nico Hoerner in the eighth with a double to score Dansby Swanson. And then Edgar Carroll closed out the scoring for the White Sox. But, folks, when you look at this matchup, these two teams, the Cubs have a bunch of veteran players, and when they get going offensively and they get solid starting pitching, they're a pretty tough team to beat, especially when it's packed at Wrigley and they're going for a sweep, and they were laser focused today. Let's look at the numbers for the pitching matchup. We call it Winging It, brought to you by our great partners at Hooters 11, Chicago area locations, originalhooters.com. Try the wings. Thank me later there. Awesome. Colin Ray, 5 1/3, a 4-hit, 1 run. It's earned 3K, 2 walk, 1 home run. That was the Miguel Vargas home run. ERA now on the season, 2.38 for the Chicago White Sox. I actually thought they got pretty decent starting pitching today. Jonathan Cannon gave you 5 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs. 3 of those earned. Again, another mistake by the White Sox defensively. 3 Ks, but he did not walk a man. ERA a very, very solid 3.76. Wilson, Isert, and Castro finished it off. Both Isert and Castro each giving up a run that allowed the Cubs to add on and basically keep the White Sox at bay. Ninth inning, Sox faced Julian Merriweather, who the Cubs are trying to get right, and they were able to get a double, then they were able to get a hit, and they were able to get a ground ball that brought home the run. That was the ground ball from Edgar Carroll, but that would be it. He would finish it off, and the Cubs would win the ball game 6-2. Our apt player of the game, ABT.com. I'm going to use the Weber grill. I bought it apt right over there today. You should shop for Weber at Apt as well and use that REKAP25 promo code. I'll save you $25 on any purchase, $150 or more after already low prices. I got to give it to PCA. I mean, this dude is just ridiculous. 2 for 4. He scored 2 runs. He did strike out once, but PCA 8 for 14 in the series. Just a monster weekend for Pete Crow Armstrong. Had a knock and a run scored for Tucker, 2 sac flies, 2 RBIs for Seiya Suzuki, 2-hit day and an RBI for Michael Busch, a hit and a run scored for Dansby Swanson, 2-hit day for Hoerner with an RBI, 2-hit day for Brujan with an RBI, and the Cubs bang out 10 hits en route to a 6-2 victory. They're 2 clear in the division now, as the Cardinals were 2-1 losers to the Royals in Kansas City on Sunday afternoon. Next up for the Cubs, they are off to Miami to take on the Miami Marlins. Cubs win 6-2. Have a great rest of your day. Appreciate you greatly. I'll see you tomorrow. Take that.